Hello, my name is Bill Hildebrand. I'm the founder of AquaponicsSurvivor.com, and today in this short video, we're going to talk about the enormous benefits of an aquaponics garden. It'll allow you to eat healthy and therefore live healthy. First benefit we're going to talk about is the fact that even with a moderate-sized aquaponics garden, you can produce a good portion of the food for your family, but yet it'll only take up a very small footprint either in your home or your backyard. If you want to raise vegetables and stuff all year long, and depending on what climate you live in, if you're in a more severe climate, you could certainly put it in your home. If you live in a more tropical type climate, you can certainly put it in the backyard or somewhere outside. The plans are readily available for a very small cost for these types of systems. And you can usually build a system for approximately $300, possibly even less if you happen to have some of the components already, such as maybe some scrap lumber, maybe an old barrel, something like that. And you'll most likely already have any tools that you will need in order to put it together. When you raise plants that are grown in an aquaponics garden, you do it without the use of chemicals or artificial fertilizers. Since the fish waste itself is a natural fertilizer, no extra chemicals are needed in order to give the plants the nutrients that they need. Not only can you save money this way, is probably substantial. If you've ever gone out recently and bought any fertilizer or bought any of the chemicals that are necessary to usually raise a typical garden that's outdoors, you will spend a lot of money. Not only that, but you can avoid all the contamination and the health risks that these chemicals and these fertilizers add to as well. The food you grow is all fresh, it's organic, so you're going to be able to provide your family with the most nutritious produce that they can possibly get without having to go pay extra for it at the supermarket. I know even some supermarkets, they don't stock a great amount of organic produce. The reason being that it's quite expensive. And you could be paying up to 30, 40, 50, even sometimes double just to buy organic produce. And it's not even going to be nearly as fresh as what you can get out of your aquaponic garden by going harvesting it that same day. It's estimated that the average family could actually save a couple $100 a month by simply having an aquaponics garden. Another benefit is that the system uses far less water than you would use with a traditional garden. The water is recycled because, the fish waste that's pumped up to the plant beds, as it goes through the plant beds, the produce extracts the nitrates and nitrates out of the water to use as fertilizer, and then it returns this water back to the tank clean. There will be a small amount of water that you need to replace just due to evaporation. That usually amounts probably to less than a gallon a week, depending on the size of your tank. So it's hardly worth mentioning. Again, it's a natural cycle that cleans the water, and then the fish provide the nutrients to the plants. Let's not forget the fish that we've been talking about here. You can harvest them if you choose to do that. Fish are a great source of protein, and not to mention that they make a very delicious meal in many cases. And because they're raised in such a clean environment here, they're naturally free of contaminants that they might have picked up out in their environment, such as a lake or a stream. We all know that there's still a lot of pollution that goes on out there. And again, this is a less expensive alternative than having to go down and purchase fish at the store, where today, if you've noticed, about 80% of your selections come from factory farmed fish, which we won't get into that discussion here, but there are certainly some major problems with eating factory farm fish. So therefore you will also get the cost savings that come with raising your own. And let's not forget the last benefit here. I won't say the last, but in this short video, the sixth benefit here, and that is it can make this a teachable experience. If you've got children, the aquaponics garden is a great way to not only teach them about sustainable methods of food production, but you can also get them involved. There is some weekly testing of the water that needs to be done to make sure that temperature and some of that stuff is correct. And you can also ask them to keep an eye on the garden, make sure that bugs aren't invading it and eating up your produce. So, get the kids involved, teach them a little bit about gardening, give some of them some responsibility of doing the testing and stuff with your watchful eye, of course. And not only that, but if you've got really young ones, they would really get entertained by watching those fish swim around the tank. It's like having a big aquarium, actually. So we'll come to the conclusion here. But as you can see, on top of the fact that you get to provide your family with healthy, organic, nutritious fruits and vegetables all year long if you choose to, and have a good protein source with the fish, you can probably save enough money in just the first month or two to pay for the system itself. So it definitely has some payback. So give it a try. What have you got to lose? And if you need more information, certainly come and visit us over at aquaponicssurvivor.com. Okay, goodbye for now.